you doing, man? It's Jason Dumas with Crown Force Sports. I guess, can you just take us through the initial thought process, once you found out that you had tore your Achilles? Obviously, aside from physical pain, I'm sure it's just a mental grind having to go through a whole nother year of rehab. What was the thought process behind that, and where were you mentally shortly after the injury?
Yeah, man, thanks for reminding me. Well, it's something I really don't like to revisit too much because it was very painful. Feels like someone kicks you in the back of your heel as hard as they could. And it just happened on a true dribble pull-up jump shot, a move I do 100 times a day. So it was just an unfortunate series of events, nothing I could have ever prepared for nor prevented. I was working my butt off for 10 months up to that point, and it's just you got to go back to the drawing board. I knew I did it right away, and it's it's in the past, but I'm getting better every day.
Klay, what step in the rehab process are you at right now?
I got my boot off. I'm walking. I'm doing calf raises. I'm in the hydro works. So I've been doing a lot of mobility work, a lot of balance. I'm not running yet, but I'm running in the treadmill underwater, and that's good for my psyche. And from here, it's just going to keep getting more intense and more active. So I'm looking forward to that part.
Is your current target opening night of next season?
Yeah, absolutely. It could be a few weeks after, maybe a month after, but it's definitely going to be geared toward the very beginning of the season.
Klay, when you talk about your psyche, can you even put into words how much of a challenge this is to have the ACL injury and then the Achilles? Just what have you gone through?
It's a great question, Kareth. It's way harder than any basketball game I've ever had to play. Way harder than any conditioning drill or practice. The mental toll is not very fun. You always guess if you're going to be the same player you once were. So you have those natural thoughts, but you can't let those overtake you. And you got to realize that every athlete, this is not unique just to me. So many athletes have been through this. And although I was used to playing, 100 games a year for the first 8 years of my career, this is just a new set of challenges. And with my style of play, I feel like I can be effective till, my late 30s. So I'm not going to feel sorry for myself right now. And I'm just going to keep buckling down and trying to get back to doing what I love to do.
Klay, I know you've been around the team a little bit more this season than last season. How's that been for you? And how has that helped you during your rehab process?
Oh, man, it's helped me tremendously. I mean, I'm at the point in my career where I can lend my voice, and I know guys appreciate that. Even just being there on the road, just showing I'm committed, I know that goes a long way as well. But it's nice when you get to grind with your teammates in the gym every day and you still feel like you're part of it. It's been a weird 2 years for me. I genuinely love the game so much. It's been hard to, find a lot of happiness without it, but it's going to come back, and it's just going to make me appreciate what I do that much more.
Hi, Klay. I know you've spoken with AD a few times. Go ahead, Janie.
Hello, Jane.
Hi, Klay. Sorry. Thanks. Appreciate it. I'm out in the wind still. Sorry, Monty. Hey. I couldn't hear very well. Klay, nice to see you. And just from what you just said about being around the team this time around, is that just something you learned by going through the process? I mean, last year, I'm sure it was really hard not being around. And are you so really happy you kind of approached it differently this rehab?
I was around last year. I just wasn't on the road as much. But I actually thought about you the other day, Janie. I went swimming in the bay for the first time in my life, fully wetsuited. And it was life-changing. It was amazing. I was like, I need to do this more often. So I know we talked about that triathlon swim. And I realized it's not that bad. The Bay, you know, it gets a bad rep for being cold, but you invest in a nice wetsuit and it's life-changing. So I'm going to incorporate that in my routine now. I mean, Tim Duncan swam his whole career and he played for 21 years. So these last few years have allowed me to look at things and reevaluate how I train and how I diet. That's for sure. So, you know, as I'm getting older, I just got to do all the little things.
Will you tell Raymond when you're ready for me to join you for a swim workout, and we'll do it, please?
One day. Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, my friend.
Summertime.
So my question just changed now. What have you been able to do, Klay, to sort of keep your headspace in a good place?
I'm able to get on the bike. I'm able to lift weights. I'm able to drive again. I'm able to walk without a boots and read books, play chess, and watch a lot of movies. I mean, it doesn't help. You know, before I got hurt, I realized all my hobbies revolved around me being athletic. And these last 2 years have taught me I need to get some more hobbies that, I don't know, probably bring out the creative side of me, because the human body can turn on you, unfortunately. And, you know, I love to play golf. I love to go biking. I love to go hiking. And I'm without that right now. So I just got to do other things and, you know, be patient with myself.
What's your kind of take on where this franchise is right now? You know, it's this transitional phase. Obviously, you guys have James in there now, and where this thing is going as you return next season.
Well, I anticipate us being right back in contention for a championship again. This year has been tough, obviously, with the pandemic and, you know, so many new players on the team. And I love our group, though. I think we have a great group. These guys come to work every day. They're eager to be great players. And we still have so much basketball left to play. So although our record doesn't reflect how good I think we are, I think we will still make a run here and finish with a solid record and make a push in the playoffs. I love the guys on our team, and I love James's ability. I think James is going to be a perennial all-star one day. He doesn't know how good he is yet. I mean, who does when they're 19 years old? But he just has physical abilities and talent that you just can't teach. So James is going to hopefully extend this dynastic run for years to come because he has that much ability in him.
Hey, Klay, Mark Medina here with USA Today. Good to see you. What do you take away from the current and former NBA players that have had Achilles injuries in terms of success stories, but also challenges that awaited them when they came back?
I mean, from what I've read and what I've heard, you may lose 5% of your explosiveness, maybe 10%. But I see guys like KD, John Wall, my guy DeMarcus, Wes Matthews, Jonas Jerebko, all these guys have come back to play at the level they were at or very close to it. And you can even look back in history to a guy like the human highlight reel, Dominique Wilkins. I've relied on Dominique for a lot of inspiration. I mean, he came back and led the league in scoring, won a Euro Cup or EuroLeague title years later. You know, I talked to Grant Hill right after I got hurt, and I thought Grant was a great guy to reach out to because, like me, he was cut down in his prime. He had a crazy expectation. He was one of the greats of the 90s. You know, he was in that mold of MJ and Kobe, and he was one of the next special wings. And he ended up having an incredible Hall of Fame career. So, you know, leaning on Grant and seeing what he did after 3 years of his ankles being like glass inspires me a lot to never give up. And believe it or not, I actually was able to talk to Tony Robbins right after I got hurt. And Tony talked to our champion. He talked to our team during the championship one in 2018. And Mr. Robbins inspired me a lot to just never lose my soul and always be myself. Because like I've learned, the human body can give out on you, but your soul is forever.
Klay, Chris Alvarez from ABC7. I apologize, I'm getting on here a little late, but I saw Bob Myers on the radio spoke about a letter you received recently, I think from a Sonoma basketball coach. Can you reveal what was in that letter and why it's so important to you in your rehab?
Oh man, it was one of the greatest things I've read in a long time. Let me pull it up, man. It was incredible. This man, it was honestly, guys, it made me realize why I get to do what I do. My guy, Jeff Bird, he played at, let me see, the College of the Redwoods, and Coach Treglon, who was his coach, emphasized ball movement, player movement, and being a team. And unfortunately, his coach passed away about 10 years ago. And Jeff emailed me saying, you know, him and his teammates from community college ball still have a group chat, still talk to each other. And they bonded over our style of play, with starting with our 2015 championship run. And he said how much Coach Treglon would love to watch our team play. He said we were the example of just ball movement, player movement, great coaching, everybody buying in. And just to get that email and from Jeff and hear how he knows that would make his old coach feel good about watching us play, that made me feel real good, because when you play at the community college level, you got to love basketball. And for a coach to give his time and preach the same values that Coach Kerr did, I thought that's really special. And Jeff was funny in his letter. He was like, you know, from an old 39-year-old, just hope your mind's right, and we're watching and we appreciate what you've done. That meant a lot to me, because I know we have a great influence, but you just never know who's watching, and that was cool.
Klay, it's great to see you again, man.
Thanks, buddy. It's good to be back here, believe it or not.
You played at such a high level for so long, but from a human standpoint, when the second injury happened, how many times have you gone through in your mind, like, I can't believe what the hell is happening again?
Man, it was when it happened, in my mind I knew it happened, but I wasn't even that emotional, because my heart wouldn't accept it at the time. I was hoping for a calf strain or something, but you know, I was just doing what I always do every summer. I was in the weight room, I was getting shots up, I was doing two-a-days and the stuff fans don't see. And you know, I was so eager to come back to the court after a year away. And when I got hurt, I was playing the best basketball of my life. So that's why it's been tough for me, because I was in the prime of my career. I get cut down. I got to build up the muscle atrophy and get back to where I'm at. Then it happens again. It's just a new challenge. And mentally, it was real hard at first. But luckily for me, I got great teammates, and Dre, Steph, and the first person who actually texted me was Joe Lacob. And I could feel in his text that Joe was hurt for me. He's so competitive, and he knows how much I love it. I got a text from his whole family. I called Bob, and it was just a tough day, guys. It was basketball for me is, you know, it's been my life, and to be without it for 2 years just makes me appreciate the Iron Man-like career I had up to this point, and hopefully I can get back to that.
Klay, this is Mark Spears, man. Good to see you.
So Mark. Fun fact, Mark was the first interviewee or interviewer that had him in Bay Area existence. So that was cool. I still go to Belly some days.
Oakland Grill, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Oakland Grill. I don't know what you remember what you had, but that was a good breakfast.
I don't. I was just happy to be there.
Well, you've come a long way. How has the pandemic made it challenging for you in terms of getting into the gym and just personally? How have you, what kind of challenges has it offered you?
Oh, man, it was just lonely. I mean, I think everybody was going through it. You know, you took for granted your daily routines, whether it was getting breakfast in the morning or going to a movie at night. So I had a gym access down in the OC, which was real nice, the Stance headquarters. But the pandemic, I mean, 2020 was just such a year of reckoning, not only for the pandemic, but for the social justice. I mean, we lost so many innocent people to violence. It was awful. Kobe going out and Gigi. And then on top of that, in the fall, I tear my Achilles. It was just probably the worst year of my life, guys. Lost my grandmother. So it feels good to be back here. I feel love when I'm back in the Warriors facility. My roots are here, and it was not easy on anybody. Everyone had their own little trials and tribulations through 2020, but that was it for me. Was losing my grandma Mary, tearing my Achilles, and I still think about Kobe every single day. There's not a day I don't think about him, and not being able to have that last convo with him, and just it was a tough year, guys. Not only for me, but I'm sure for all of you. And it was just I'm looking forward to the future. That's for sure.
Let's go with one more. Go ahead, Anthony. Looks like you have one
Yeah.
more.
How does next season look for you? I mean, do you plan to come back and, lightly kind of get back into the mix, or just what are you thinking?
I'll be honest with you guys. I don't expect to come back and just boss the wall 38 minutes a night, guarding the best player, running around 100 screens. I'm going to get to that point. I guarantee that. But I've talked to Rick Celebrini about it a lot. It might be 20 minutes to start the season, 18 minutes, like a limits restriction. We'll see where I'm at. This is usually a 12-month process with the Achilles, and that'll take me to mid-November. So I'm not even sure, Anthony. I just try to take it day by day, but I plan on being the all-NBA player I was. I will not settle for anything less. I'm too competitive to just take a relegated role. Nah, it's not me. I'm going to be I'm too fiery just to come out there and just give you 13 a game on 20 minutes. No, I'm going to go out there, and I can't wait, man. I got a lot of pent-up energy. I got a lot of pent-up aggression. I just want to play basketball. So when that happens, it will be a joyous day for not only me, but for everybody, including you guys. All right.